Every day, attraction starts the same way for millions of people around the world, with a glance. The physical features we see in each other can light the flames of passion. Despite our very different backgrounds, these signs of beauty may be the same the world over, and we may be biologically programmed to spot them.
I think that there is very good evidence that our perceptions of beauty are indeed hardwired. If we look at different societies, different ethnic backgrounds, people's perceptions of what is beautiful are very, very consistent.
Surprisingly, the very first impression we make on other people often has nothing to do with our faces or our figures. It's all to do with the way we move. This is one of the first things people notice from a distance. New research is revealing that it's a key part of the attraction game.
Movement could well be signalling an awful lot of information which could be geared in towards attractiveness. If somebody is coordinated and athletic, they are giving off a very positive signal that they are of good genetic stock, if you like.
In the animal kingdom, graceful and athletic movements tell a potential mate that a creature is fit, healthy, and coordinated. So it's likely to be a good hunter and to have good genes, just what you want in a mate. That's why evolution has programmed animals to be impressed by good movers. Experts are now beginning to think we humans are no different. No wonder we're mesmerized by people who move with extraordinary grace. But is being a good mover enough to make you attractive? Rob Charlemagne's got a weight problem and would never win a conventional beauty pageant. But when he starts to dance, this doesn't seem to matter. Rob has been a dance instructor for more than 10 years.
He's not your kind of classical image of your virile male athlete. However, when he started to dance, it was a completely different picture. This guy turned into a lithe, athletic, physically superior male. Women say all the time that they really love a man who can dance, who is a good dancer. It's giving off a very strong sexual signal.
But it's not just on the dance floor or the athletic field that movement can be a turn-on.
People have shown that, for example, the way that women walk with the kind of hip shimmy, males find that very, very attractive indeed.
Research now suggests that in a busy crowd or a nightclub, we often pick out the age, sex, health, and even social status of another person simply by watching the way they move. It's all information we need to find a suitable partner. And that's the key to attraction. At a biological level, it's about finding mates with whom to have children.
Beauty could be acting as a kind of a lure, as an entrapment to find a good quality mate. That's the reason that we're all here, basically, is to find somebody to breed and to have children.
That's why being attracted to someone sparks a powerful physical chain reaction. The sight of a potential partner starts the pupils dilating. And if the gaze is returned, men and women's brains pump out a feel-good chemical called dopamine. Adrenaline races through our bodies, diverting blood from our stomach, giving us butterflies and a feeling of intense excitement. And finally, blood rushes to our lips and sexual organs. Beauty has done its job instantly by preparing us for sex. So are there any physical features which trigger this dramatic reaction? Fashion models like Hannah and Jason should give us some clues. Their looks are widely accepted as beautiful, so much so they get paid to flaunt them.
So you rotate your body around. That's it, yeah, exactly.
When I was 16, I was spotted by a scout in Helsinki, in Finland, and got into modelling that way. And when I got to London, I wasn't really planning on doing it anymore, but was spotted in the streets again.
Head slightly more to me. That's it, that's it.
Hannah's good looks stood out from an early age. A future as a model beckoned. Jason's striking looks created a similar buzz with the model agencies. So a key characteristic of beauty is that it's instantly recognized. But it isn't easy to define.
Well-proportioned face, tall, usually thin.
Everybody knows that something is or is not beautiful, attractive, handsome, pretty, etc. But the actual qualities that define that are really quite difficult to pin down.
But researchers at St Andrews University in Scotland think they know the answers.
Another one with them both then?
Here, some of the world's leading experts in the science of beauty agreed to analyze Hannah and Jason and tell us why they're beautiful. They begin by plotting the landmark points which define every face.
What we've done here is we've taken Hannah's face and we've remapped it into a perfectly symmetric shape. What we tend to find in studies is that these highly symmetric versions of the faces are judged as more attractive than the original.
But if you exaggerate everything that isn't symmetrical about Hannah's face, something very different happens, and it's every model's nightmare.
You can quite clearly see from looking at the two images that the symmetric version of Hannah is considerably more attractive than the kind of caricatured, asymmetric Hannah.
It's no surprise then that models tend to have extremely symmetrical faces. And we find this attractive because evolution has taught us that symmetry is a key sign of strength and health.
If you're diseased or infected, then this will probably contribute to you developing an asymmetric appearance. So in other words, people might prefer symmetric individuals because these symmetric individuals are healthy, and any offspring that you were to have with that person would also be healthy.
Our interest in the symmetry of our partners could even explain why we find some art and architecture so pleasing. A symmetrical building could be giving us the same pleasure we've been hardwired to appreciate in a beautiful face. But what if the symmetry in our faces is not fixed? Astonishing new research shows the soft tissue in women's faces actually changes over the course of their monthly cycle. This makes them more attractive to men when they're ready to conceive. In the animal world, the females of many species display signs when they're fertile. At precisely the moment they're ready to conceive, their bodies develop striking physical signals. Suddenly, males find them much more attractive. It's long been thought this didn't happen with humans. But scientists in Newcastle, England, weren't so sure. They asked a simple question. What if women do signal that they're at the most fertile point in their monthly cycle? If they became more attractive while ovulating, they might stand out from the crowd and attract a man to father children. Lucy and Michelle took part in an experiment to test this theory at Newcastle University. joined 46 other women who had their pictures taken twice. Once while ovulating, and once at the non-fertile stage of their monthly cycle. Then, hundreds of people were asked to choose which picture in the 48 pairs they found most attractive. The results were a bombshell.
In terms of the overall effect, the face is significantly more attractive at ovulation. That's what our results show.
It's quite startling, because normally you don't see that kind of difference on a daily basis when you look at yourself in the mirror. It's not there. But when you've got two images right in front of you, you see all sorts of just little changes.
Scientists think these are all cues signaling health, like more color in the cheeks and lips, and pupil dilation, a sign of excitement. But incredibly, ovulation might also make women's faces more symmetrical.
Symmetry is known to vary across the menstrual cycle very subtly. The symmetry of your nose, the symmetry of your ears could alter.
These changes are caused by the powerful hormones which spread through a woman's body as an unfertilized egg travels from the ovary to the uterus. One effect is water retention in soft tissue, and this could equal out slight asymmetries in the face.
I mean, even the shape of my face looked different 2 weeks apart. One's more round, complexion, everything.
I found the stunning difference was in my lips. My lips were a lot rosier and redder on one picture than they were on the other. And I think my cheeks were slightly rosier as well, and I was surprised.
These changes might not only attract a new mate, they could also arouse a woman's long-term partner while she's fertile.
The subtle cues that are carried in, for instance, somebody's face, are having a huge impact on our life as we walk around the street and look at people.
So how do women feel about the news that men can tell when they're fertile? Making us humans more like this than we thought.
Well, as a married woman, maybe I should never go out when I'm ovulating.
It does make me feel a bit scared, I suppose. Well, not fearful, but it's worrying that they can know and detect that about me, when I'd be something I'd rather keep to myself, I suppose.
But there is a way women can keep this to themselves. Makeup. Cosmetics mimic many of the facial changes caused by ovulation. They help women look attractive, healthy, and ready to conceive every day of the month. So it's impossible to tell when ovulation might be boosting their looks. Makeup is also a powerful weapon in the war against aging.
Men are very strongly attracted to women who are in the kind of prime of reproductive life, 18, 25 to 30. Older women then face an increasing problem in that as they get older, the battle begins to get an awful lot harder.
So in many cultures, putting on makeup has become a ritual for women. They try to cover up blemishes on the skin, which could be seen as signs of illness and age. And they exaggerate features associated with health, youth, and fertility. This usually means having eyes which look large and clear, cheeks with a warm dash of color, full lips, and thick, glossy hair.
And so for women, they spend an inordinate amount of time on their face, on their hair, because this is their signal that they're giving off to the world about how reproductively capable they are. Males will look at a female face and they will make an instant decision, if you like, about whether that person is attractive and whether they want to kind of be with that person.
But what about the way a woman looks at a man's face? This may also be influenced by ovulation. Incredibly, her monthly cycle changes what she finds attractive in a potential partner. A classic male face has a strong jaw and heavy brow. Scientists think women are attracted to these features because they prove a man has received a good dose of the male hormone testosterone. And this means a man has healthy genes. But unlike most other animals, women only seem to like these super male features up to a point. Most women prefer a male face with some feminine traits, like Jason's big eyes and full lips. Why? Because these features suggest a good family man.
In most species, masculine males are preferred. Humans seem to be slightly different, particularly with faces. A feminine face is perceived as warm, caring, and honest. And by contrast, the masculine face is perceived as aggressive, dishonest, and cold.
But while they're ovulating, women's taste in men can change. Tests show that during this period, they tend to prefer more masculine faces. The reason could be simple. While she's fertile, a woman wants a mate with the strong genes which produce strong children. For the rest of the month, she's looking for a more sensitive man who'll help raise a family. But whether it's a woman looking for a partner or a man looking for a partner, it won't just be an attractive face which sparks the flames of passion. We humans come in all shapes and sizes, and there's no way to hide it. So which body shapes do we find most attractive? Most women don't find a man who looks like this much of a turn-on. But show them a lean V-shaped torso, and the response is very different. Scientists think this is because women link this kind of body with strength and healthy genes. And that means this man has got what it takes to be a splash with the ladies.
Women like to see broad shoulders, fairly muscly but not that muscly. They really do not like these kind of huge pumped-up testosterone-fueled creatures. That's fairly off-putting.
Too bad, guys. Being this big could win lots of competitions, but it won't guarantee admiring glances from women. Men find a very different shape attractive in women. It's the hourglass figure, which appears when teenage girls develop breasts and wider hips. Incredibly, the most seductive hourglass figures seem to follow a mathematical formula. A waist-to-hip ratio of 0.7. Why does this ratio have such a strong effect on men? Scientists think it signals a healthy and fertile female body.
Women who, for example, have hormonal problems, they may be producing too much of the male hormone testosterone, not enough estrogen. Their body shape has a much more masculine kind of shape. So this waist-hip ratio seems again to be an honest signal that your hormone balance is exactly right, you are young and you are healthy.
But what about the future of beauty? Science is unlocking its secrets, and we're making huge advances in genetic engineering and cosmetic surgery. We're gaining the power to completely transform our appearance. With help from surgeons, some people are already trying to look a bit like this. They're taking the rules of attraction to dramatic extremes.
Lara Croft is what we call a supernormal stimulus. She's eliciting these innate biological urges, but she's taken it one step too far. Knowing what human nature is like, I've got a feeling that in not the far distant future, people will be able to sculpt the face and the body that they want, and they will do it. That's going to lead to the problem that everybody is beautiful, everybody is absolutely gorgeous. How then do you choose? Maybe then people will fall back on the more trusted techniques of actually talking to people and finding out what they really like.
And this isn't too hard. Most experts agree there's one very simple way to encourage someone to say hello. Just smile.